Hey everyone, Magic Lover just doing a little updated deck tech on the Quaddle Skulker library, which is being tentatively called Bookworms from the library studying aspect of it. Let's see, a couple little changes. I've added Rancor since, getting chumped out by 1/1 goblins with my 30/30 snake is a bit annoying, so it gives it a bit of evasion just to be able to trample through. That is very helpful. Also, Lightning Greaves, since swinging with them the turn that they grow, cast a Brainstorm, and automatically have a 5/5, be able to crack away is nice. Also, because these things tend to get swords quite a bit, protection is nice, so that's a little bit of a difference there. Only running 3 children, I find they're very handy to get the 8 life back with Library or to disrupt Storm. Um, 1 tutor just to get a lot of different things. These are all, enchantments and artifacts, which I like. 2 probes, finding I need the Brainstorm Ponder package. And then here's one spicy little addition. Just doing a gather search for remove counters, draw cards. And this little beastie came up, so I've never cast it fused yet, but I did cast it once on the take side, and it is, of course, ridiculous since it basically just means remove all the counters from a creature, put them all right back as you're drawing that many, um, and draw that many cards. So, it's obviously ridiculous. Pursuit of Knowledge has worked out very well in this deck. Thank you for those suggestions. I do like it, with this out and either a library or brainstorm basically just means draw 7, so which is, as you can imagine, quite powerful. The sideboard is just a you know loose collection of anti-burn, since that's pretty rampant with these guys. Storm, O-rings against problem permanents, again because it's a enchantment. Rest in Peace as a nod against Dredge, Path and Swords, and Needle naming usually Ugin, since I've been had my butt kicked by 12 posts. So I realized that most of the videos I recorded are showing me getting my butt kicked, and I realize that's not quite an accurate representation of the deck, since I don't get to record all the games. So I'm going to go back and show some of the wins and how this deck has won, and I'll do some replays to show that. So bear with me, I'll do a couple replays just to kind of show the other side. So here's a game I got in against a green-white Enchantress build the other day. It's a pretty interesting game, and I think this was. I kept a 1 lander with a noble, obviously running the risk of getting that snapped easily, and then drew the land, so it did work out pretty well. It would have been okay, I think, casting the library off just the noble, but getting the extra. And my opponent, turns out, is also running Sylvan Library, so gave him a nice nod for running cool stuff. So he's got some good filter and mana acceleration down. But I do find Pursuit with a library out, which I think is just bonkers. So again, just to showcase the power of this, he's getting his engine going. But so basically, I just replaced all 3 draws with that, and then put the lore scale out and draw 7. So yeah, that's a big snake. And of course, draw 7, a lot of land, but was able to get some more threats, some answers to threats, and different things. But now I've got 2 libraries out, which means this Quaddle is going to grow quite large. And he didn't have an answer, couldn't find one dig fast enough, so that worked. So that was a fun game where things kind of came together. And here's a game I play against, oh my god, Dr. Doom. Basically a blue-white bug list, or rug list, I guess. Sorry, I forgot that Volcanic's not Underground Seas. But these were some tough games. So I was able to get a Quaddle out and get it protected, which was important. Get the Skulker out. And now I'm starting to grow them pretty well, so get another Skulker out. Chain a Ponder with the card draw into the Probe with the card draw. And that's the game. So, I got out a bunch of threats, definitely overcommitted to the board, but since I think Bug really only takes care of one threat at a time and has a problem once they're out of bolt range, things worked out pretty well. So that was that. Game 2 of that match I lost pretty quickly when he was able to bolt counter everything relevant I played, just had all the answers. This was game 3. I did bring in Kitchen Finks since he was on the beatdown plan, and these are a good card advantage with the 4 life and recurring stuff. I mean, I know he's got death rights, but if it forces him to go after my critters instead of draining me for 2 life a turn, I'll take it. So I get the Quaddle out. He Force of Wills a Gataxian Probe, which I'm, thrilled about. And yeah, I guess wasn't able to come back after that, and called it early. So that was a good win there. And here was a match that I played against Goblins. And Goblins, I lost the first one here when it came out super fast, and was able to overwhelm me as Goblins does. And here being on the play obviously helped out a lot. And I was able to chain some good stuff together. Got that Noble out. I do have to be careful with my life total if I don't have a Children of Corliss out to, get the 4-8 life back on the library. But I was able to get a threat pretty large that didn't have a quick Tarfire or Incinerator for, and was able to find, some pretty big threats. So here I am beaten for 9 on turn 4 with a Chasm Skulker. I like it because he doesn't have any, exile abilities. Obviously he can bounce it, and that's a problem, sure, but now that I draw swords, things are great. And I also have Rancor, so getting able to put the beats on him with this. Now I forgot about, that's a neat little combo, I forgot about that Rogue's Passage. So he gets to drop 2 dudes here, and of course the first one being Ringleader, gets to drop a second Ringleader. I'm like, uh-oh, I thought I had him pretty well down, but that's kind of tough. So now I've got some big dudes, but I kind of screw up here. Instead of swordsing the Warren so we can't do this trick again, I think if I remember correctly, I think I tap out and I put the Children of Corliss down with the Noble instead of keeping them up. I can't remember, but oh no, that's right, I was able to get the trample through and not have enough blockers, but yeah, I did that in another game that was similar and screwed up instead of keeping it up. So anyway, but that worked. Was able to overpower the little red dudes. So anyway, just wanted to showcase a few of the wins, a couple of them that had been on other, but to show where the deck is strong. And I think some of the new additions in terms of beefing up the, because it is a fair deck, it is trying to win through the red zone with, non-Emrakul-ish creatures or hordes of little goblins. So, getting the evasion, getting the protection, pretty important. And with 2 ofs, plus an extra bullet, we'll call it pretty even. I do like the Corliss in this, by the way. I've seen a couple comments about that. Do you think it makes sense? Yeah, I mean, a turn 1 Children, turn 2 Library, or turn 2 or 3 children, but being able to snap the 8 life and basically draw 3 for free is quite powerful advantage. I like it. Excuse me. And this is a fun, nasty, goofy little card, but works perfectly in this deck. So, any question?